Before we replace our shower enclosure, we're going to replace our shower valve. This is the old one. And just giving you a pretty good look at it before we start. Here is the new shower valve, which is a Moen Posi-temp, single handle. This is required by law throughout the United States. The Posi-temp valve is designed so that anyone that uses it can prevent themselves from getting burned. With the old tub and shower valve, it was easy for a child or a senior citizen to just turn the hot water on and actually get burned and scald themselves. So now these valves are designed so that people cannot hurt themselves, and the only design that the Posi-temps come in now are the single handle faucets. Right now you cannot find them in 2 or 3 handle tub or shower valves. And also, the neat thing about a Posi-temp valve is that when someone goes to flush the toilet, it would balance out the pressure to where you would not get too much hot water or too much cold water. So that will be a thing of the past eventually. And here we're going to remove the protective cover plate, which keeps it protected during packaging, handling, or whatever. And the white round piece that you see, we're also going to take that off, but you can put it back on to, it's actually used to line you up with the drywall, but it is removed on the finish. Right here you will see the word up. This is where the shower is going. And we're pulling the pin so that we can pull the cartridge out, so that when we do go to solder, we don't melt any of the rubber pieces or plastics that's inside the cartridge itself. And what we're doing here is just taking a screwdriver just so we can kind of pry the cartridge out of there. They actually do make a tool for this to remove the cartridge. And here we go with the channel lock pliers, just pulling the cartridge out. There you see the cartridge. And if you look real close at the tip, you can see one side says H and one C for hot and cold. This is the inside, what it looks like. You see there's nothing in there. All the work is done through the cartridge that we pulled out. And there is a arrow on there showing you which is the top part and which is the bottom part, so that you don't put it in backwards. So look real close for the part that says tub and or either up. And right here we're measuring the height of the shower head itself. The standard height should be 6'6", and in this case this one is shorter, so we will have to bring the shower head up to bring it up to today's standard. And 6'6", I guess just about right here. So when we do reassemble the new shower valve, we will allow for the extra riser for the shower head itself, adding a few more inches. Now, before we get started, I usually like to just kind of lay some of my material out and just get some pre-pieces that are, just some random pieces that are already there that I can use, and clean the valve itself, clean the fittings, flux it, and solder. This is the no corrode flux that I like to use, number 5. And usually to me, the best solder jobs are when you clean the excess flux off the outside of the fittings and the pipe, because if you have flux everywhere, the solder will follow all the flux and just make a mess. So just clean them and wipe it down, and you'll have a nice, neat solder joint. And we have our emery cloth, and what I like to use is the fiberglass cleaning cloth. You see how easy that just slid right out of there? I usually like to use a little trick with the channel out pliers and kind of egg shape the copper tubing. So this way, when I push it up into the hole by being egg shaped, it will sit and set nice and firm, and it won't pull out as easy. So when you're working on a vertical solder, you don't have to worry about the pipe falling out. See? This is the type of acetylene torch that you would find most plumbers using. It's got a gauge, and of course I usually like to have about a 6-foot hose in case I have to go high up on a ladder, and I can leave the tank down low. And of course a striker. And they do make torches that do have the automatic igniter. We just don't have one here. And lead-free solder. And usually before I solder, I like to pull a string of it out and kind of put a curve on the end of it so that I can get to the back side of a fitting if I'm soldering it without having to actually reach around or just hook it around there. And here I have it set up on the floor where it's kind of propped up to where it's not really touching the wood. And now I can just start soldering each connection. And notice when I do go to solder that the fire will be aiming up and not toward the wood. And of course, the hottest point, the hottest part of the fire would be the light blue flame that you see. And the tip of that would be the hottest point. Notice that I am keeping the heat on the valve itself. And once the valve heats up, the pipe will heat up and the solder will be sucked right up into the fitting itself. Okay, now before we can put the new shower valve in, we will have to remove the old shower valve, and right now just cutting the pipe. This may have to come out in pieces, but I will use the torch to pull the end parts up and out of there. Just reheating it and pulling it out. These are mini cutters that will cut up from 3/8 to 1-inch pipe, and it's real handy for tight little spots. You just turn, and every time you make a few turns, you tighten the little wheel on the side and it cramps down on it a little more, and you just turn again, and you continue this process until the pipe is cut clear through. what we're doing here is checking the measurements. The standard height for a shower valve is 48 inches off the floor to the center of the shower valve itself. Okay, now we're to the point to where we're going to reheat the fitting on the valve itself so that the solder will melt, and we can pull our valve out of place and off of the pipe itself and reuse the pipe. And what we're going to do now is just kind of heat the ends of the pipe up again so that we can kind of clean the excess flux that's on there and kind of smooth the pipe out. This is a good way to clean the excess flux, is to use the flux brush to get the excess solder off of there. And now we're going to take our emery cloth and clean once again the ends of the pipe that we just cleaned up with the fire and the flux. And right here, we're just going to kind of size it up with the new valve, kind of center it. And we're going to get our measurement to get our actual center. And we're going to go by the center of the previous valve that was up here. And again, just sizing it up so I can mark it to where I will be cutting the pipe to fit right in place. And this bottom one here, this will be capped off because, once again, this is not a tub here, this is just a shower. Right here, we're going to start putting some of the copper fittings on. Here's one of the copper 90s, and you noticed that I wiped off the excess flux that was around the edge of the fitting there. This will help for a nice, neat joint. And here we're pinching and egg shaping the fitting so that when we do set it in place, it won't wiggle and wobble all over the place. Keep it still so that we can make a nice solder joint. Now we're going to replace the cartridge to the shower valve. But it's important that we line it up right. Right now it's out of focus and you really can't see it, but there's a H and a C on here which will go to the top of the valve itself. And the H is, of course, is for hot and the C is for cold, so that we know the position of the cartridge. And again, it's important that the H and the C is at the facing the top part of the shower valve. And now we have the cartridge going in, and we're going to just push it in a little further with the screwdriver so we can push it all the way back in place. And now that we do have it in place, we will take a, it's like a horseshoe pin that goes on the very top that holds the cartridge in. Kind of a horseshoe shape pin. You can see it right there. We're going to push the cartridge back a little further to give us a little more room to get the retainer pin in there. Kind of guide the pin a little bit with the screwdriver here. Okay, now we have the retainer pin in position. The cartridge will not come out.